Let's get to some no dumb questions.
All right, now.
Brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. That's right. Let's go sports bar. That's right. I figured out that you can chant no dumb questions.
Ooh. Yeah.
There's a lot of things you can do in that.
Just
1,
dumb
2,
people.
3, 4. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. So it's a fun little jingle you can kind of put on anything, but let's get to them.
All right.
Obviously, we have some new fans, which has led to an increase in a new type of not dumb question.
Who has introduced us to a whole bunch of new dummies?
Which is a lot of intro-level football questions. Let's get to the first one.
Let's get a good one here, man. What is this?
New fan at Pearl Bramnick 4300.
Pearl.
Dude, Pearl is a good name.
Pearl
That's
is
an
a good
old
name.
school.
That's a southern-ass fucking name, too.
Right? That is like,
Pearl.
she's probably like 75. All right. Pearl, Swifty here. Not going to lie. I learned more in like 5 minutes of no dumb questions than I have from watching my husband watch football for years and having him half explain things to me as we go. Thanks, guys.
This whole time, I thought we weren't making any sense at all.
Yeah, that's not a question. That's just a statement. And glad we could be of some help, Pearl.
Yeah.
There were a lot of comments of like, how can people ask these questions? Listen, I'm all about expanding football's audience.
This is why we're here.
Yeah.
Come on
There's no
in.
dumb questions.
Join
Whatever
the game.
you think, ask away.
Ask
Have fun
away.
with it.
We won't call you dumb if you ask a no dumb question.
So that wasn't a question. I read this wrong, I guess. That was just a comment. I guess Pearl's wasn't a question. I fucked that up. All right, whatever. First no dumb question is from Laura.
Fucking dumbass.
Chicago N1 and N2. Heart. Blue heart.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
1, who is Gronk? 2, why does Travis do the archer pose when he enters the stadium? 3, can you please explain 1 versus 2 point conversions and why teams choose to do one over the other? I never know what is going on. All right, we got you, Laura. All right, 1, Gronk. Who is Gronk? Gronk is the keeper of the turf. It's on every field has somebody who is in charge of maintenance of the turf, and that is known as the Gronk of that field.
He's such bullshit. He just blatantly lied to you. He's playing the fiddle right now.
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski is known as one of the greatest football players of all time.
One of, you're just going to say one of. I was wondering where you're going to go with it.
I say greatest football players of all time.
Oh, you did say that.
Yeah. I didn't say anything about tight end, which was the position that he played, that he was extremely good at. Arguably the best to ever do it. What is Gronk? Who is Gronk? Gronk is, he's like the most dominant force.
Well, let's start with his name. Gronk is short for Rob Gronkowski.
There you go. All right. I see you. You're getting good at this whole like break it down thing, man. This guy's good, man.
He's a tight end, played for the Patriots, Buccaneers. Am I missing anybody else?
Yeah. Won 4 Super Bowls. Got a list of accolades that, will get him a first ballot Hall of Fame.
One of the most unstoppable forces. I think Travis was on to something when he was getting to that. I mean, blocking, defending. He was just one of the most unstoppable players of all time. And when you become that unstoppable, they just shorten your name because they get tired of saying Gronkowski. It's like, no, that's just Gronk. That's Gronk.
That's Gronk, baby.
And then other people try and steal it, where, Travis is now what has been known as Baby Gronk.
No, I'm fake Gronk. Baby Gronk's a whole different. That's a kid.
Sorry, Travis has been known as fake Gronk. Now there is Baby Gronk, which that's a whole nother issue.
Fake Gronk head ass, as Von Miller would say it.
As Von Miller said, our good friend Von Miller.
That's my dog. If you guys want to know more about Gronk, just go ahead and watch our episode that we had with Rob Gronkowski. Right. Yeah, and you'll get to know him.
Don't know why we didn't think of that right away.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll know exactly who Gronk is.
I guess I have to answer the second part to this question. I do the archer pose when I enter the stadium because I wanted to do something when I ran out of the tunnel. And I'm like, man, what's really been motivating for me is to always, dream big, always shoot for the stars. So I'm just out there shooting up for the stars, baby. One of my favorite quotes from my guy Deion Sanders, Prime Time. He says, if your dreams aren't bigger than you, then there's a problem with your dreams. So don't forget to shoot for the stars, ladies and gentlemen. And number 3, can you please
Are you making that up on the spot, or is that really why you do the archer pose?
No, that's really why I do the archer pose.
You put that much thought into the... I just thought you thought it was something cool. And
you think I just wear number 87 just because?
Well, I know that it's not because of the reason you've given people.
What do you think it is then?
I think you just got given the jersey and you just wear 87, Travis. And
No,
you found out
Jason,
that
that's what
connection later.
happens to offensive linemen, Jason. Us skill guys, we get to pick our jerseys.
You get to pick it. All right.
Yeah.
So 1 versus 2 point conversions. This is the real, I guess, not dumb question. Looking forward to answering. Why do teams choose one or the other? So typically a 1 point conversion, Laura, is a extra point try where you're kicking a field goal now from the 15 or something like that?
I believe the 25.
Is it the 25?
I don't fucking know. That's a great question, man.
I think it's 15 for some reason.
Yeah,
Either
we
way.
suck at this, but yeah.
Yeah, the 1 point conversion is an easy chip shot field goal for the field goal kicker. Typically a very, very high percentage chance of getting an extra point. We're talking above 95% likelihood that this thing's going through the uprights and we're going to get 7 points instead of 6.
Yeah.
But a 2 point conversion is essentially you get the ball after you score with one attempt to get the ball in the end zone. You can either run it in or throw it in. If you don't get it, you get no points. If you get it, you get 2 extra points. Typically from the 2 yard line, unless there's a penalty, then you get it at the 1 yard line.
Yeah. The penalty on the defense, that is. But yeah,
Correct.
That was pretty good. I mean, I understood it. So my head kind of got off track a little bit there, but I ain't gonna lie. It was pretty good, bud.
Yeah, could have got more direct with it probably.
From Oh My, Love is a Lie, Indy N2.
That's a long
handle.
hat. Yeah.
Couldn't just throw the old name on there. Can you explain why analysts say that a running back is running downhill? Oh, I mean, yeah. Have you ever seen anybody run downhill?
You ever watch Isaiah Pacheco?
Yeah. You ever seen anybody literally run down a hill? They look like they're like running faster. They're running with a purpose. There's also a physicality that kind of comes with running downhill that you like to see. Like if you just watch Isaiah Pacheco run, he runs downhill.
He runs like a locomotive. I mean, it's like a Pistons firing type run to him. But
It's fucking Tasmanian devil, man.
Who is the most downhill running back of all time? So downhill running back is a guy who builds up momentum as he's running the ball, and it typically turns into like almost like an unstoppable force the more momentum that it builds up. Right away, I think of my favorite running back growing up. Shout out to the bus, Jerome Bettis.
Yeah, the bus.
Another guy I think of would be Larry Zonka. I feel like when he was very similar, when he got moving, he just kind of was bouncing people off of him.
I've only seen highlights, so yeah.
I would say Jim Brown could be one at times, but I feel like he had too much of the shiftiness at the same time.
He had thunder and lightning. You know what I mean? Jim Brown had it all.
He had it all. So I think he was more under control. Like running downhill is like the running back's going to fall on his face if somebody doesn't try and tackle him.
The one I think of right now is Derrick Henry.
Oh,
in our game today. I mean, the guy, he's a lot of inside zone, outside zone.
You got to get him before he gets.
He gets his legs moving, gets some momentum going downhill. Yep. Oh, baby. It's a big man to try and break down.
No doubt. Alrighty.
Good question. Good question.
Great question. I actually enjoyed talking about that.
Good for Abrams.
Oh, you got it.
I'll take it. What is a sack? I need help. Well, a sack is when...
It's a lot of types of sacks. If we're talking about football sacks...
Yeah. When we're talking about football sacks is when the quarterback gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. That's
it.
But
why is it called a sack?
Sack loss? I don't know. You wrapped him up in a sack?
Yeah, what is the root of the term sack for football? Oh, here we go. Thanks, intern Brandon.
Thanks, Brandon.
The term sack was first popularized in the 1960s by Hall of Fame defensive end Deacon Jones.
Deacon Jones.
Who felt that a quarterback being sacked devastated the offense in the same way that a city was devastated when it was sacked. He was referencing a time where villages were ransacked, I believe. Jones provided the LA Times reporter with some other detailed imagery about his forte. You take all the offensive linemen and put them in a burlap bag, and then you take a baseball bat and you beat on the bag. You're sacking them. You're bagging them, and that's what you're doing with the quarterback. I kind of like the first.
That was kind of disturbing. I'm not gonna lie.
That was a little bit like serial killer.
Little fucking this guy, man. That was back in the gladiator days, man, when football was fucking football, man. Fuck.
Well, the good deacon is right.
Beating the fuck out of people.
Sacks are devastating to drives. They're devastating to offenses. A loss and a loss of downs is a huge play for the defense. which is why they are so coveted and defensive linemen get paid so much.
And boy, did we see a few sacks on Monday night.
Oh, we're going to get to it.
Oh, baby.
Pretty crazy. That was a no dumb question that we had to have answered. Thank you, intern Brandon. And good for Abrams for asking.
Kind of disturbing, but thank you. And shout out to Deacon Jones.
All righty. Last dumb question from @BethAnnHam. What is the little fanny pack thing for on some players? Saw one on Patrick on Sunday and Jason on Monday. That, my friends, is called a hand warmer.
Yeah, it's just a hand warmer. Just keep your hand warm.
Or if it's raining outside, it keeps your hand dry. I typically never use hand warmers to keep my hands warm. It's usually just to keep them dry. That's all I care about.
I don't wear them because I've gotten like held by them and like kind of like it's just
tackled by them.
Not necessarily tackled by them, but they'll definitely slow you down.
Yeah.
They have Velcro on them, so they're supposed to just rip off if somebody tries to tackle you by it, but it's still got a little tug to it if you know what I mean, if you're not like just absolutely hanging on by it.
Yeah, you don't want to wear it if Sauce Gardner's guarding you.
Yeah, well, yeah. Shout out to Sauce. That boy was.
We got. I don't know if I
gotta
want
be
that
more
in there.
discreet,
I love Sauce. I love Sauce.
Gotta be more discreet, and that was no dumb questions.
We answered it fully, right?
Yeah, it's a hand warmer.
That's it, right?
It usually keeps your hand warm or dry, and if you just wear one, you're wearing it because it's an accessory.
Yeah, or it's
like
cool.
Yeah.
Could you actually wear an actual fanny pack in a game?
I mean, yeah, it depends on what you put in there, but why? I don't think there's anything against it.
Like if you can wear, I mean, what else could you put in there that would be
nothing?
Are we starting a new trend?
No.
I might wear a fanny pack to the next game.
Shut the fuck up.
All right. That's it for No Dumb Questions, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go Sports Bar.
Hello, New Heights Clipes channel folks. I watched this video and was truly impressed with the content that was shared. The no dumb questions approach is a brilliant way to make football more accessible and understandable for everyone. It's an incredible effort to get more people involved and appreciate this wonderful sport. The idea of Gronk as the guardian of the gridiron was funny and creative. Of course, we know that Rob Gronkowski is one of the greatest American football players of all time, particularly in the tight end position. However, the way you played with the name and created this new interpretation is hilarious. Furthermore, the explanation of why Travis does the archer pose when entering the stadium is proof of how each player brings their own motivation and inspiration to the game. Aiming for the stars as a symbol of dreaming big is a powerful message for all of us. As for 1-point and 2-point conversions, I have to admit I always found that a bit confusing. The explanation in the video helped clarify that part of the game for me. The idea that a 1-point conversion is a safer play with a high probability of success makes perfect sense. However, the explanation of when and why a team would choose a 2-point conversion was equally valuable. Understanding that this is a risky choice but can be worth it in crucial situations is important knowledge for any football fan. I'd love to hear your opinions on what you found most interesting in the video. Also, if you have more questions about football or suggestions for future video topics, please share them in the comments. The exchange of ideas and interaction is what makes the New Heights Clipes community so special. And if you, like me, got excited about this content and want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to the New Heights Clipes channel. Let's keep learning and exploring together the fascinating world of American football.